we had a little moment. I think I turned in a bit too early.
You will stop there.
Stay calm and just focus again.
Listen, guys, it is official. The 2026 Nürburgring 24 Hours is over, and it is absolute heartbreak for Max Verstappen. Hold on, because this man dominated the green hell for nearly the entire race, survived a terrifying night crash, pulled off one of the most insane overtakes you will ever see, and then a mechanical nightmare stripped the trophy from his hands in the final hours, handing Maro Engel's number 80 Mercedes the historic victory. Let me show you exactly how close Max came to history and what went wrong. But before, if you want more updates and news on Max, then hit that like button and subscribe for more breakdowns. The domination, Max takes control. So let me set the scene for you. The Nürburgring 24 Hours is not your regular race. This is the green hell. 25 kilometers of pure madness where anything can happen at any moment. And Max Verstappen walked in for his very first attempt at this race, driving the three-team Verstappen Mercedes-AMG GT3 alongside teammates Danny Juncadella, Jules Gounon, and Lucas Auer. From the moment Max got behind the wheel, he was on a completely different level. He set lap times that literally nobody could match. He built a 23-second gap over the chasing Porsche during his early stints alone. Think about that. 23 seconds on the Nordschleife is an eternity. And through all the traffic, all the slower cars, all the unpredictable weather, Max was just threading through everything like it was nothing. By the time the night came, the number 3 Mercedes was sitting comfortably at the front, and it honestly looked like this was going to be a straightforward march to a dream debut victory. The insane double overtake, one move, 2 cars. But before we get to the night, let me show you something that had the entire motorsport world going absolutely crazy. At one point during the race, Max was sitting in 3rd place. Third, and ahead of him were the number 67 Ford Mustang and the number 34 Aston Martin running 1st and 2nd. Now, a normal driver in a 24-hour race would be patient, wait for pit stops, manage the situation. Max Verstappen is not a normal driver. On the Döttinger Höhe straightaway, which is one of the fastest sections of the entire Nordschleife, he lined up both cars at the same time and pulled off a double overtake in a single move. 1 move, 2 cars, 1st place, just like that. The commentators lost their minds, the fans lost their minds, and honestly, if you have not seen that clip yet, go find it right now because it is one of those moments that you genuinely cannot believe is real. The night battle, wheel-to-wheel battle. Now this is where the night gets seriously intense. Max is leading, but the sister number 80, Mercedes, driven by Maro Engel, is right on his tail. And Engel is not going to just sit there and hand over the win politely. During the night stint, these two went wheel to wheel at terrifying speeds on the straight, and they actually made physical contact. At those speeds on the Nordschleife at 2 in the morning, that contact sent Engel skating completely onto the grass, and for a split second, it looked like both cars were going to be destroyed, but Engel somehow kept it together, recovered back onto the track, and the battle continued. Max came out of that clash still in the lead, and from that point, he pushed even harder, eventually pulling nearly half a minute clear of the sister car. Half a minute. At the Nürburgring, in the dark, against a teammate who is a former race winner here. That is just absurd. The grass scare inches from disaster. And while we are talking about close calls, there was another moment earlier in the race that nearly ended everything before it even began. Right after Max took over from Juncadella in the 2nd hour, he hit a massive bump on the Nordschleife, completely lost control, and flew onto the grass at high speed. We are talking about inches from the barriers, inches. At the Nürburgring, hitting a barrier does not just mean a dented car, it means the race is over, finished, done. But somehow Max kept the car alive, kept it on track, and got back to business like nothing happened. Honestly, moments like that remind you just how dangerous and how ridiculous this circuit truly is. The late race, scare backmarker chaos. As if the night battle and the grass scare were not enough, Max had one more heart attack moment in the final stints. A backmarker car spun out completely out of nowhere, right in front of his number 3 Mercedes at full racing speed. No warning, no time to react, just suddenly a spinning car blocking the road in front of him. Somehow, Max threaded around it without making contact and kept the car intact. At that point in the race, with a lead and a potential debut victory just hours away, losing it to a random backmarker incident would have been absolutely devastating. But he survived it, and the team was still very much in control. The mechanical disaster, heartbreak in the final hours. And then it happened. With fewer than 4 hours remaining, Max handed the car over to Danny Juncadella for the final stints. The number 3 Mercedes was leading. The win was right there. Just manage the gap, bring it home. But on Juncadella's 3rd lap after taking over, just 3 laps, a catastrophic drive shaft failure hit the rear right corner of the car. Juncadella immediately slowed and limped all the way back to the pits. The car was wheeled into the garage. The mechanics rushed to inspect it, and after 15 minutes of desperate work, a visibly distraught Juncadella walked out of the garage with nothing left to do. At the Nürburgring, every single minute stopped in the garage is worth at least 1 lap lost, and they lost way more than 1. The car was officially retired in the garage, marking a brutal DNF for Max's debut. From leading the race to brutal DNF in the space of a few laps. The bigger picture. So there you have it. Max Verstappen came to the Nürburgring for his debut. Absolutely dominated for the majority of 24 hours, survived a night clash at insane speeds, pulled off one of the most jaw-dropping overtakes in recent motorsport memory, and then lost it all to a drive shaft failure with less than 4 hours to go. Personally, I think this is one of the most painful motorsport stories of the year, because this was not a performance failure. Max and the team did everything right. The speed was there, the strategy was there, the fighting spirit was absolutely there. And in the end, a mechanical part that costs nothing compared to the whole operation just took the win away in the cruelest way possible. Now here's the question I want to leave you with. Do you think Max Verstappen will come back to the Nürburgring next year and finish the job? Because after what we saw this weekend, I genuinely believe he has unfinished business here. Drop your answer in the comments. I want to know what you think.